Hey everyone, this is Kimberly. How are y'all? Um, Sorry I'm in the same spot when I'm doing my video, but right now it is so hot outside or any other part of the house. I'm sitting in front of my window air conditioner. Um, I just want to try to explain that well, first, we'll talk about the window air conditioner. Um, my last video is I explained to y'all guys that it was shooting a breaker. Still have not got that completely fixed. A friend of mine did tell me, I made a post on Facebook about it and to see if I could get any advice or anything. What does everybody think? And so a friend of mine, he messaged me. He was a friend of my dad's actually. Told me to turn off every light, every plug or anything, unplug everything, do whatever you can, and just run the air conditioner only. And he said, see if that works. So far it's been so good since I took his advice. According to my handyman, which he couldn't do it today, and we're going to have to check pricing. Apparently, I'm going to have to run, from what I'm understanding now. I'm no electrician. He's the one going to do it. He's got the knowledge. I'm just trying to go off what I understood by him. I think my outside breaker, which there's a breaker box on the outside of the house too, wherever it's at. He said that you could put in it, because my breaker box on the inside, okay, isn't big enough to do anything else with. So he said what he could do is go to the outside, run a completely new breaker, and run wiring and put a brand new plug in just to run the air conditioner. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to cross that path when we get there. Right now, again, I'm just doing what my friend said. So, because Kentucky right now is extreme heat advisory. Today, my friend was telling me, he works outside in this, and he said that we're at top levels right now as far as heat advisories. They're cautioning people to stay in and try to do the best you can. And he said that's what's going on in my home right now. The reason why it's shutting off, because it's pulling so much power. He said it ain't the home's wiring. He said, I don't, kind of sounds like it, he was telling me, that it might feel like it's a wiring of the home, but he said it's so hot, it's pulling, not pouring, but pulling so much current that it's just messing with the breakers and pulling them over and pulling them off and getting the breakers hot. So anyway, we still got to see about that problem. That issue is not took care of yet. My handyman did come by long enough to put a couple of more pieces of trim up in the bathroom. So anyway, still slow going there. After, let's see, there's a little bit of the top trim he's got to finish up. He said the longest part's taken for it to dry, because I don't want no nail holes, or anything, screws or anything like that. So he said that's really the longest part, what's taking him so long. So I'm hoping maybe tomorrow afternoon, we'll see how far we get there tomorrow afternoon. But once he gets completely done with the trim, I'm going to go in there and just touch up. I've done painted in there, but there's some touch-ups I need to do and paint the trim work. When trim you buy it, if you've ever had to put any up new in the store, even though it's white colored, there's still little places here and there. It's just, I guess, where it's been handled and sitting in the store or wherever it's come from. It's just been sitting there. So anyway, I do notice all the trimming does need to be a little bit of paint touch-up added on it. So I'm going to paint all that and just touch up on the walls a little bit. If any bleeding color, kind of, you could say, I see coming through. So anyway, that's one of the issues. Of course, that's something to be worked on, and we're still in the process of that. But I'll tell you, that bathroom, it's getting very close. Close. Now, I can get in there within a few hours, and even as hot as it is, I might have to go in and out, maybe go in there, paint for about 20 minutes, and come out and take a good break, and then go back in and do it again. I think with the painting, as far as that goes, just the trim work and such as, maybe a day. I've done got the ceiling painted, the walls. I mean, like I said, everything done. But anything I might see that may have bled through a little bit, because we went from a dark color originally to a white. So anyway, so even in the heat, a day would take me at the most. And then y'all finally get to see the bathroom done. I do have to, my friend's gonna come back after I paint, do the touch-up painting, that is. He's gonna come back in and put my mirror back on the wall, and let's see, got all the plug-ins changed now. So those are all good, plug-ins, outlets, whatever, and all that, they're changed. So now they're back to a white color. Yay. And I mean, after 26 years, this plug-ins is looking rough. So let's see, what was I saying? We've got all that done, and when he comes back in, he's gonna put my mirror up. I've got a bronze. I've had this for a while, just waiting for the bathroom to get done. So I've got a bronze towel holder, needs to be put up, and a toilet paper holder that's bronze, because everything, knobs and all that, my shower, it's all bronze color. I always thought that was real pretty too. So anyway, at that point, other than changing out the door needs to be changed out, but that's a later time. I'm just trying to get more emergencies fixed, if that makes sense. Things you really need done. I'm not trying to make everything just perfect, but I'm trying to so much get as close as I can to what it was before it was, when I bought it new. Now, changing out the doors, that's more of what I consider modernizing it. Because if you notice, I've got these old doors that's kind of a brownish color. They came out, and this is a 2000 model. So that came out in my mobile home originally. Now, I'm trying to go, if you go walk through mobile homes, do tours, which, hey, I've got some videos doing mobile home tours on new double wides and stuff like that at the mobile home lots. And so anyway, if you noticed on each of those homes, all the doors are white now. I guess back in 2000, that was the fad back then. The thing everybody wanted, like brown, as you see my lights, that's how my air conditioner does. It blinks the lights on and off and stuff, and it's crazy. But as you've seen, I think you just seen that. I hope you did. It caught on camera, but it flickered, and that's part of this pulling too much juice for the air conditioner, for the plug-in. But anyway, if you notice, so I guess in 2000, as I was saying, 2000, it was kind of the brown color. I guess was, what everybody wanted. That was a popular thing. But now everything is pretty much white. That's kind of the base color everybody's, looking at and stuff in the new modern mobile homes. So eventually one day, maybe I can make this new and modern, looking more modern, up to date, as a newer mobile home would look like. So, but again, that new door is for the future. It's not an emergency thing, because I do have a door, it's old. But anyway, got some very unfortunate news I would like to get on here and discuss with you. And this is the reason I wanted to do a sit-down video, since it's still hot today. And we didn't get much done to really, what I feel like enough to film of what we have got done in the bathroom. I want to do an outside video, but it's so hot. We did get a little bit done out there. I really would like to show y'all. Way in the back there. Caleb's basketball goal, fire pit, things like that. Just kind of show y'all around update. It's really nice, actually. It's just too hot to use the fire pit. It's just even too hot for even Caleb right now to even go out there and play basketball. So we will try to do a video of that very soon. I'd like to show y'all guys. I hope y'all are interested in that. Let me know in the comments if you are. If that's something you might enjoy seeing here in my mobile home living in my life here. So, I guess you could say Shipley Estates or whatever. Let's see. But I did get, as I was saying, I got some unfortunate news. And I was very disappointed to hear. I'm very, very down on about this. It really kind of stuck right here and hit hard, because I was counting on this. I've been counting on this a long time. Of course, my central heat and air unit, I really need one in here. Very desperately need one. I checked with a local service, and the cost for, I have a 3-ton, I believe that was right, 3-ton central heat and air unit is, if I remember correctly, is what they told me I had. And I had a place to come in, and they priced it $12,000. Now, I just can't come up with it. So, anyway, my local electric company offers an option. If you need a new central heat and air unit, and which I've known about this for a while, but if you need a new central heat and air unit, you can get it financed. And I thought, great, that's an option. Okay, right after my husband passed away, I went and asked him about their requirements. Did you see the lights get better? Is the air conditioner kick different? Sorry, don't mean to change subject, but did you see that? Just want to show you that this is what it's doing. And who knows, it might kick the breaker off. So that's the kind of issue I'm having right now with this. But anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get off the subject, but I've been seeing about, like, after my husband, I became widowed after he passed away, to see what it would be to get one here. I'd heard about my local electric company does this. So I went in there and asked them the requirements. They said you've got to pay your bill for 12 months straight. And it can't go, I'm trying to explain it right, it can't go past the due date. So in other words, if it goes past the due date and you're paying a late fee, that stops it. You got to have 12 consistent, sorry, but you get the picture. You have to have 12 months in a row. That's easier. 12 months in a row to qualify. That's one. At that time, my husband paid a lot of late fees from his paycheck. It was almost late every month. So I knew I did not meet that requirement. So I knew I needed to this is something I need to hold off for the future, if that makes sense. And I mean, the future is like now. Now, as many of you know, I've had a lung infection very bad. Right before my lung infection got bad, or right before my husband died, my lung infection got bad. And my point is, when it got bad, I had to let go of some bills, unfortunately. And of course that messed up my credit score. Hey, long story, it's just, one of them things. Your health is more important than bills. Or your credit score or anything. You want to live. And long story short, they done a lung cleaning on me. When I had a lung infection, I had to go down your throat and do a lung cleaning. And anyway, it collapsed my left lung. It stopped me from doing any kind of work. At that point, I was making really good money in door dashing, but that just kind of stopped for quite a while. Actually 2 or 3 months. Well, so actually really after my husband passed, because I just kept getting sick, fever, chill, I wasn't well. And it was all because of this lung infection. First, it was a collapsed part of the lung. And after that, got a little bit better of the pain and all that. I was still so sick with this lung infection. And anyway, then that's when they put me on a permanent antibiotic. That did help it some. So just kind of telling you the backstory, if you're new to my channel. But anyway, I knew at that point I did not meet the requirements. I knew my credit score was not good because, again, I was telling you why. My health became more important than bills. And you're one away from losing everything. That's exactly what I mean. I was in very bad shape, and if I didn't own this home, I would have lost it. So at that point in time. So anyway, again, what I was saying, so I did both of those requirements. I knew at that time I didn't meet. So I have been trying to work on all this time, plus trying to do little repairs here and there, just trying to make do, you could say. And to, this old mobile home life. And just kind of make do here, just getting by and making a living, trying to do repairs, and I tell you, that's costly, y'all, very costly, just buying materials alone. But, I've done it. Now, again, that's the requirements I was telling you. Now, yes, I paid my bill for 12 consecutive months without a late fee. I'm good there. And she even checked, she said, everything, you're perfect with everything. Your credit score is great. It's, better than what we need. Your income's fine. Your income would get approved for what we need. Let's see, but there's one issue. And I won't go into big details. Again, that's nobody else's concern, because I don't want to get a big bunch of stuff started on here. There's just one thing is, of course, I own my home, but my land is co-jointed with me and somebody else. And that's how my dad put it when he died. Anyway, long story short, the home and the land's got to be in my name, because apparently they finance, I found out, I didn't know this part, they have to finance the property. So it's like a second type of situation mortgage to be able to do this. And I'm like, so the lady looked at my account and she looked it over and she said, the way everything's listed, she said, you meet everything but this, that one little good clause that's going to stop you. And anyway, long story short, again, I will not even comment back to anybody in comments about that. It's a long story. I don't want to get into that part about the land here. But long story short, she said, we can't do it because of that. She said, unfortunately, other than that, you qualify. But because of that, no, we can't. And she really felt bad. She even looked my home deed up. She had all access to it. She looked my property deed up, and she said, there ain't no way. And she really felt bad about the situation too. So now I'm at the point, I can't finance the air conditioner. Or central heat and air, not air conditioner, or central heat and air unit, to be able to get one put in. So, I was averaging up, not counting the central heat and air HVAC, unit and all of everything of it getting installed, of what I need for this home. I was averaging up just materials alone for every room in this house. Y'all guys, it's going to cost me $12,000. Now, and that's if we want to get every single room here back to mint new condition. That would be how much money in just materials. And this ain't counting. I've got somebody right now that's helping me out, and they didn't even charge me anything, which that's a blessing, don't get me wrong. But still, $12,000 just in materials alone is a lot. We're reconstructing an entire inside of a home. But the only thing is, it's still so hot in here. The 2 window air conditioners is not doing the job. So let's just say $12,000 again for materials to fix the house on the inside. Then we're talking about, now I'd have to bring out my pocket $12,000 for central heat and air unit. So that's a total of $24,000 on this place. So I don't know, guys. It's just, it's a lot to take in for me. It really is. I've struggled. Soon it'll be almost 2 years of my life, my son's life, of just nothing but pure remodeling and trying to live and remodel. And I've still got so much to do. There's windows I need replaced to modernize, to get them up to modern dates. The front door's got to be done. And there's so much, even just besides windows, doors, this and that adds up. The floor in here really needs to be, there it goes again. The floor in here really needs to be replaced. It's old carpet, and carpet's just nasty. If you have it, I'm very sorry. I don't mean to, I don't mean to downgrade anything, than anybody else has. I truly don't. So please don't take it like that. But for me, it's just, when it gets old, like, even after I shampooed it, I've got a carpet shampooer. Even after I shampooed the carpet, went over and over and over again, even one spot I'd go over multiple times. It took me forever to get this one room just completely shampooed. And I tell you, it still to me did not look clean. I mean, I guess it was considered clean according to the carpet shampooer. But to me, it don't look clean. I mean, it looked better, but it didn't look clean. I like something clean, if that makes sense. Hey, leave that in the comments. Does that make sense to you? What do you think about carpets? What do you think about after you own them for several years, a carpet, and you go over to clean it? Do you think they really look clean, or do they feel clean, or smell clean? Tell me in the comments what you think. I'm just curious what other people think on that. Because in here, just carpet just don't feel good, not to my standards, clean. Let's put it like that. So anyway, so I'm just, to even have all that repaired in here in the living room, I think I averaged it out almost, that's to buy the laminate enough for here. Laminate would be about $800. I'm not sure if my friend, my handyman, can do that one or not. He might. But anywhere from $800 to $1,000 was for laminate, and just for the floor in here part. And then, if I need to pay somebody, that's probably another $500 or $700 if my handyman can't do it. So I don't know what. Again, I'm just, right now everything's just kind of, after I heard that news, it really disappointed me, because I was really hoping this one thing would just for us work out to help out around this place. It seems like everything's such a struggle here. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. I apologize, I really do. But it just seems like everything's such a struggle here. You got, so much little stuff. I went a couple of days ago, or yesterday it was, bought trim at Menards, and just bought 6 little pieces, this tiny little pieces of trim. Thin, they're not thick, they're thin. And I think I ended up paying for those 6 pieces $36. I mean, I know that may not sound like a lot to a lot of people, but this starts really adding up when you're 36 here, 50 there, 100 there. It starts, you get some money invested. And that ain't counting, tape, or let's say you buy paint, but you got to buy your brushes, you got to buy, let's say, what am I trying to think of? Like the cloth to lay down, to cover everything. The plastic, I don't know, I couldn't think of the word plastic. Sorry about that. We'll use the heat, my brain. But you've got to buy everything, painter's tape, you got to buy this, that. It all adds up. And that ain't counting by the paint alone. Sorry, my hair was in my face. This room alone, I know it's going to take 2 cans. Just in paint would be $100 in this room. Maybe 3 cans, so maybe 150, 3 gallons, 2 or 3 gallons is what I'm getting at. So, and they're about 50 a gallon. I went and got the paint I used in the bathroom. I mean, I'm going to make do with it. I am, again, going to make do with it, but I didn't like it as well. I got it at Menards. It was their brand. I'm not going to buy that one again. I do think the better brand named at Lowe's is a lot better. It doesn't bleed through as easy. So I think I'm going to go back to that paint. I noticed when I was adding the higher price paint, it did do better. So anyway, I'll still use it up and finish the bathroom with it. It's still paint, but it's bleeding through really bad, where the other one didn't seem to do that as bad. So I live and learn. So I definitely think in this living room, look at the color. As you can see, it's going to go white, so it's definitely going to go from a darker to a lighter color. And so, yeah, I mean, it may end up, by the time it's said and done, I'm doing ceilings, trim, everything in here. By the time it's said and done, I may be looking at maybe $150 just paint alone. And then I ain't counting the accessories to buy with the paint, as I was saying. So, and then that ain't counting floor trim. They never, guys, in this place, and this makes me sick, I really got to thinking about it. And newer mobile homes, now modern, as of today, newer, they put floor trim in them. And, when I bought this place, I didn't even think about that. But it don't even have floor trim. So I'm going in, and that bathroom, I tell you, with the floor trim versus before and after, tremendous difference. Looks a lot better. So, again, anyway, I definitely, as I go in each one of these rooms, I want to put down the floor trim. But y'all guys, I just wanted to share that, what to me is bad news, because this is a goal I've been working on for almost 2 years. And I finally got everything to where I felt comfortable with credit, all the history of everything, and stuff, payment history, credit score. I was comfortable at doing it. And, taking the payment on. But I didn't know that one thing was stopping me, and something I didn't completely know about. And so I'm disappointed, because I really was looking forward to trying to get central heat and air unit back in here, to try to get this house sealed. These 2 units, it's a 14 by 60. 2 window units is just not doing it. And in the wintertime, I'm having the same problem throwing breakers I was in the winter. And we had a bad winter last year, a very bad ice storm, as you remember, and things like that. Again, with the infrared heaters, it was shooting, messing up the breakers. And so these homes, I guess, just are not made for that. A friend of mine told me that they just don't think, because the central heat and air units are on a separate breaker. They have their own breaker, and these units like this just ain't made for, the other little plug-in in the breaker box. So for like the wall plug, they just ain't made to pull this kind of current. And the window air conditioners was doing okay when it was around 85 degrees, maybe 88 at the highest. But this 98 degrees that's been being here in Kentucky, and we're real humid too. It's been awful in here. Or to me it is. In the wintertime, the infrared heaters are fine around 27, 28 degrees. But if you go about below 27, it gets cold in here. They just don't do it. They start messing with the breakers and pulling it. It's a total mess. So, I get it. I think my friend was right that was telling me that, again, that, central heat and air units have their own breakers. So, I don't know. I just got that bad news. I wanted to share it with y'all. As soon as I talked to that lady, and she was very comforting, and she said, hey, let's just talk. She said, I know you really don't know me, but she said, I really feel for you right now. She said, let's talk a minute as friends. She said, let's see if we can figure out some things and just talk about it. She said, I want to give you my best advice, which I won't share that, but she was very, very nice when she spoke to me. But still, the results is very disappointing. Because, I'll repeat that again, I was looking forward for this for the last 2 years. And so something I thought was going to be a possibility for almost 2 years that I've worked on now cannot happen. Absolutely cannot happen. So, and between remodeling a home and the materials costing around $12,000, and we're just talking about the inside of the home, which could have been possible, but a new heat and air unit, I can't see doing all this much. There just ain't no way. The little pieces here, little pieces there, for the next year to get everything remodeled might have been one thing for $12,000. $24,000, just can't see it. So I don't know. Yeah, again, it was disappointing, and I want to share that with y'all. What's going on. Of course, we'll be doing more updates. Again, I apologize for the same setting, but I'm right here in front of the air conditioner, and it is hot. And it's just the easiest place in the house to set at and do a video, where you got a little open space to set everything up. And again, I want to, as soon as we're finished up, I'll want to show you guys with everything updated about the trim and all that. Everything in the bathroom. So we're very, very close. I mean, we're just so close. It's just, we're right there. We're getting that bathroom just about done. But, and Lord heavens, Lord help us, that's been a hard enough project, long enough. Not really hard, it's just long processed project to that bathroom. But it is getting there. And again, I want to update y'all about some things been going on outside. But just this heat's got to die down. Even, we're late in the afternoon when I'm recording this. Around, I'd say about 6:30 in the afternoon. And it's still too hot to be outside recording. Even in the shade, it's too hot. It's the humidity so high right now here in Kentucky. And I've had a few people, let me add this too real quick before I get off here. But I've been having some people ask about people and flooding. Me and a friend was talking about that. I didn't watch the news. But I did see, here, my friend was telling me, he said it was in Albany, Kentucky. They had a lot of flooding, a lot of road closures and stuff like that. Now again, I'm getting the news, I didn't look it up, but I'm getting my news from a friend of mine that was telling me about it. And so please pray for those people out there. When they got that flooding there, probably around Auburn, Kentucky, which that's about 60 miles away. It's actually where I go get my materials at for my home. The mobile home supply dealer for materials. So anyway, please pray for those people out there, you know, for the flooding. At that same time, here where I live at, we did have a lot of rain. We did have a lot of thunderstorms. So, but we did not have no flooding. I think from what I understood by my friend in Albany, Kentucky, that they had, in like an hour, they went 10 inches or something. They went quite a bit in like 1 hour period, would cause them to have actual flooding. So we didn't have nothing like that here to cause us. And I will tell you where I live at, my road, you have to go up almost a mile. The side road I live on, it's a mile long. So I always said if I had flooding here, we're going to see Noah. And he's going to come back with the ark, and the ark's going to pass by. So just saying, it would be extremely hard for me to have flooding where I live at. And even if our town flooded, I mean, I hope not, that'll never happen. But still, where I live at, I feel like I'm very safe as far as that part. So, by that being said, I did want to add that. And I don't know if y'all guys have seen the news or not. I do want to add this part. I did hear something crazy on the news. I'll share this part with y'all too. But today in New York, apparently, a couple, I think they was actually dating each other or whatever, a couple, you know, and stuff, a man and a woman. They apparently climbed the Empire State Building together and somehow got out of the Commons area or something that where people are supposed to be at and kind of escalate up the wall there and went up to the very top as you can get there at the flag area. I mean, at the tip of it. And I was watching that on the news and I thought, man, and they was holding up some kind of sign. Don't quote me what the sign said. But I'm like, wow, some King Kong stuff, if you know what I mean, from back in the 30s. So that's the only person I ever seen do it was King Kong on TV. But anyway, those people went up there and apparently the guy proposed. When they come back finally down and got on the platform, apparently the guy proposed. I don't know what's up with that, y'all. I really don't. I thought, well, from what I understand, the police put them both, they was arrested. So I was sitting there thinking, well, if he proposed, what is it like honey, I'll see you in 30 years. I don't know how long they'll get. We'll get married 30 years after our nice proposal. I mean, really? You ain't gonna be spending a lot of time together in jail, or I don't know what they'll give them. Trespassing or whatever. I don't know what all the charges poor people will be. In a way, I kind of feel sorry for them, because if both of them was that adventurous enough to climb to that high point, I'm scared of heights. So I guess the only thing I can say is kind of kudos to them going that tall. You know, you served your purpose. You got there. You know, you got up there to the top. But the sad part is they got you for trespassing, and you're going to have to wait for that marriage proposal as long as saved till y'all both get out of, I guess, jail. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of, if you didn't see that, go back and look on the news. I kind of thought it was funny. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Apparently everybody's fine. Nobody got hurt. And everything was great about it, you know, in the long run, other than the two people kind of got arrested. And so, hey, if that's what they wanted to do, Days Club, I don't know what the heat is in New York, but here in Kentucky, man, it'd been awful hot. Climbing the, you know, something that big as the Empire State Building. It's been awful hot today. And around here, you wouldn't want to be in an old barn climbing to the top of the tier poles on a barn and stuff. I know that, you know, a day like today, we always try to get out of the heat. So they picked a very hot day to do it, that's for sure. If it's the same way, again, in New York as it is here. I'm not sure about their temperature or anything, but just saying, I hope they wore sunscreen. Those people up there, I really do hope they wore sunscreen. Because could you imagine being, 24,000 whatever feet in the air? Can you imagine, y'all? Really? Can you really imagine? You'll get sunburned bad up that far in the sky. And there's definitely, other than possibly clouds, there's no shade up there, so yeah, it's crazy. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. Y'all can look that up and get more info about it. And I don't know what those poor people, I kind of, in some ways, I mean, yeah, I know they trespassed and they done wrong. But then again, the guy did propose to her, so they had some kind of reason why they was, you know, got a flag flying it. Not sure what, again, nothing about the flag part, but he did propose to her, so I don't know, maybe they had their moment, but again, they're both in jail, so they can't get married now after he proposed. Not sure when that wedding will be. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of I thought it was something interesting I seen on the news today. But they're both safely down, but they was arrested. So anyway, if you didn't see that today, look it up. It's very interesting to watch. Again, I don't know whether to feel bad for them or not. Leave me in the comments what you think. Do you feel bad for those people? Or do you think they got what they deserved, I guess? I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm giving you all my opinion. Let me know what y'all guys' opinion are about those two. That was some crazy thing. And again, if you ain't watched it, go look it up. It's everywhere on the news and stuff today, on today's date. So anyway, I don't want to keep y'all guys. I just wanted to go on here and kind of share with y'all a couple of interesting things there at the end. But, you know, the bad news again I had about the central heat and air unit. I've been so looking forward to maybe this is a possibility of how to get a unit in this house. A new one that I need. And anyway, just, that can be thrown out the door. It's not going to happen. And I will say one other thing before I go. I've checked on some state funding, anything out there to help with and I cannot find nothing for like heat and air unit. Almost here in Kentucky, they might give you a little 110 to keep you from passing away during heat or something like that, but they ain't going to help you get a new unit not a new central heat and air unit. That's going to cost quite a bit of money. They won't help with that. They just will help you with a fan or a 110 little air conditioner so you will survive. So I'm like, I don't know if you know of any kind of grant out there that I'm overlooking, that I can't find or something. Please feel free to share that in the comments. I appreciate that. Or anything to do with home improvements. I don't know if I'll qualify or not as far as financially, but it definitely don't hurt to look in on. Please let me know that in the comments too, if there's anything about helping with homes and, helping with repairs or anything. One step getting closer to be one step better, and stuff. So anyway, let me know that stuff in the comments if you don't mind, if you know of anybody. So I won't keep everybody. Sorry to make this so long, but I just want to share this news with you today. We will be getting back to this mobile home repairs. It's just, guys, it's so hot. I'm doing the best I can. So anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.